Alright, in the previous video we moved everything about our object, the move stuff, and the put the actor inside of an object with the move and choose animation methods. So we should be ready to give this a test now. Kind of set that all up and then hit Control R to use the find and replace dialog box to get all the references updated. So now we should be ready to give it a test and check for typos, which as normal in videos, I was talking the entire time I was talking the entire time I was typing. So there's a pretty good chance there's a typo or two in there. But I'm pretty sure I said it correctly. And at the same time, I like to look at error messages. Do the same thing in classrooms when I'm teaching programming. It's important to see the error messages and know what to do when you see an error message, not just see what the final result should be every time. So we should be able to create an instance of that. So like self.player is going to be assigned a new player object. And then the one thing we have to pass in is the mouse watcher object, because we can't get that. That comes from the operating system at runtime, so we can't set a default value in advance for that. So we'll pass in base.mouseWatcherNode, and then that gets passed to the controller and everything. So that should bring our character in. We have the controls assigned to it, and into the task manager, instead of adding this one here, we'll add the self.player. I just call it move over here. Well, it's still move character. I'm going to rename that as just move. It's an easier name. Move and choose animation will still work. So it needs to be self.player.move method. That will move the character. And self.player.choose animation. So I think that's all the changes. Let's give this a test run and see if that works. Because that's an important step just for game development in general. Once we know our logic works, we want to consolidate that to a reusable form. And for the automatic writings, game writer, and interface stuff I was actually putting together here, we want to have a script ready to do that. So this will get that script ready to test. Opens that up. Uh-oh, something crashed. Let's see what crashed. I'm going to pause the video and check the error message. And this is an error message we've seen a few times. Player is not defined, but I know player is defined. Just been a couple videos defining it. Just forgot to import it. So from player, import player. There's only one thing in there, so I'll just do it that way this time. So now it should run, but I do have to open the task manager to close that one that's froze up. Since it's going from the IPython console, there's not a easy exit. I think I can try closing this. Oh, no, closing that console. I thought I had to close it from the console, but that worked. Another good reason to use a dedicated console, because then you can just crash that without resetting the whole program. So now let's give that another test run, see if that's defined this time. Oh, actor is not defined. Oh, so we used actor over here, but forgot to import that. Which actor is in this from direct.actor.actor folder. So I'll just copy the import line from here. Give that a set. Make sure everything's saved. And close this one and give that another run. The standard debugging process. Just when the error messages pop up, just kind of go through, look at what line number it says it happens on, and then go backwards till you find where it broke. So, couldn't load images. So it couldn't find the images. So let me check and see if I can figure out what went wrong there. Okay, so I found the problem. It looks like it appears that it did not look carefully enough when using that find and replace all feature. And so, yeah, look at the error message and just walk back through your code to find the break. And then through the error message, it says it get to this line. Here where it imports it, it says it's in actor equals images slash get actor underscore idle. But the image was called human underscore idle. So the find and replace all got a little bit too much. So over in the player object where we initialize that, the file should still be called human. Human underscore idle. It's not get actor underscore idle, it's human underscore idle. And not get actor underscore walk, it was human underscore walk. So watch out for things like that. We'll save all those, come back over here and give it another test run. Well, still a couple exception occurred in move character. So if we go up here, there's a name error. Watcher is not defined in line 55 of player. So let's go look at line 55 of player. Watcher. Oh, well, we passed that in. The player object should have be able to get the watcher. Self.getWatcher. Save that and give another test run. So all the standard debugging things run, and eventually we should get those little typos cleared up. Those oversights in where something broke between thinking it through and actually running it. Well, let's check and see what happened here. Math is not defined. Oh, I'm using math, better import that. Import math. Just the standard debugging stuff. Let's close that one, save everything, and try again. Give it just a couple seconds. Well, it went further, but it didn't show the character. So let me dig through here and see where I forgot to. Oh, I know what I forgot already. The Panda 3D basic concept, in order to show something, we have to add it to the tree. So self.parent, self.player.reparent to this line right down here. Reparent that to self.render. Or somewhere in the tree. You have to connect it to something that is in the tree. So it looked like it loaded up without errors, it just didn't show anything. So always remember, you have to add it to the tree in order to render it in Panda 3D. Uh-oh. It's doing this again, so it's attempting to spawn multiple instances. Whenever that happens, just open it in the console instead. So come back to the run, configure, and open and execute an external system terminal. This is that reference. The operating system lost track of the reference, I guess, when we changed the rendering. So now if we run it in an external console, which is probably a better place to work. Did I misspell that? I should just copy it from over here, wherever that was. reparent to self.render. Let me try that again. Oh, I should have looked more carefully. Player has no attribute reparent to. The actor attribute of the player is what can be reparented. So I need player dot get actor dot reparent to. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh, forgot the linear speed. So the normal debugging process, lots of things to check. I'm going to get this fixed and I'll be back to talk about any other errors I find. So remember, just look at the error message and then go backwards until you find where the logic broke. Okay, so I got those changed in there. The getters that should have been caught in the last one when renaming everything. So once again, I'm going to try it one more time. There we go. Uh-oh. Bad type for can't negate something. What can't I negate? Line 64 over here. Oh, those are methods. They need parentheses. Just a slight typo there. Those sort of things happen. So let's put all those in there. Save. And try it again. Eventually it should run here. I know the logic was sound. There we go. So now everything's working. And should be able to switch back to running here in our editor. Or running in the IDE. I guess an editor is just one little part of an IDE. So there goes, loads up, and our character moves and stuff. So a lot of debugging there. But that's an important step in games, is once we get something working, we want to move it to a custom script. So the next few videos are going to be referring to the interface and game writer object, so that I don't have to type this stuff again. I can just put it two methods that I can ask for in the console, over in the console, and then automatically have all this stuff written. That way I don't have to type it all up over again and over again. And this last thing we did here, the script, that's the one that's going to happen over and over and over again. Test your logic and then put your logic into a custom script. But looks like everything's working at this point. So the next couple videos, I'm going to move all this stuff over to that interface and game writer, and hopefully be able to do this with just a couple commands passed in from the console, or maybe put a simple graphical user interface together and just have 3 or 4 buttons to click and get this started going. And that way, it's a lot more reusable. You don't have to type all this stuff over and over again. Really don't have to type the setup stuff. The only thing that we'll need typed is that last, what we just did here, where we create custom objects to go into our game. And then all this other stuff will happen automatically in the background. So I'll see you in the next video for that. And yeah, so just remember those steps for debugging. Look at the error message, track it, go to that line, and then go backwards through the logic until you hit the point where it broke. See you in the next video.